In Math Lesson 3.9, it is an introduction to adding and subtracting fractions and mixed numbers. That whiteboard should be handy along with your math journal. Would you go ahead and number 1, 2, and 3 on your whiteboard? And tell me the value of each of those digits. Write the answers only. Pause the video as needed. Remember, don't just watch it. I expect that you do this. This is how your math skills, you just keep those fresh in your mind and just continue to build on those skills you have. So the value of the 7 in 87 is 7. The value of the 7 in 78 is 70. And the value of 7 in 7,890 is 7,000. Erase your whiteboard. Please tell me the value of the 5 in each. Pause the video. Remember to be a trustworthy person, even when someone's not watching. The value of the 5 in 152 is 50. The value of 5 in 25,893 is 5,000. And the value of the 5 in 962,581 is 500. The value of the 2 in each one of those numbers. In fact, why don't you go ahead and practice saying those numbers aloud? Pause the video. Complete the task. The value of the 2 in 32,895,476 is 2 million. The value of the 2 in 813,293,801 is 200,000. And the value of the 2 in 929,867,135 is 20 million. All right, erase that whiteboard. Continue on your whiteboard. Dina and her brother are making 2 kinds of bread. Both recipes call for 2/3 cup of flour. How much flour do they need in all? You may use fraction circles or the fraction number lines poster to help you. I'm going to go ahead and draw a number line. You can do this on your whiteboard. So if this were 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, which is the same as 1 whole, 4/3, 5/3, 6/3, which is the same as 2 whole. Here we go, 2/3. So the first recipe calls for 2/3 plus another 2/3, 1/3, 2/3. This is where we land, right on 4/3. So we need a total of 4/3, but when we measure flour, we don't say 4/3. So I would say, how many 3s are there in 4? Well, there's 1. We write a remainder as a fraction. The remainder goes on top. The divisor goes as the denominator. So you would need 1 and 1/3 cups. Let's go ahead and move on to our journal page. And we're on page 93 for today. Addition and subtraction number stories. For each story, write a number model with a letter for the unknown, which is called a variable. Then you're to make an estimate, then solve. You can use fraction circle pieces, which you should have cut out in the back of your math journal, a drawing, or a number line to help. Use your estimate to check whether your answer makes sense. So number 1, Andrea had 1 1/5 liters of water. She drank 3/5 liters. How much did she have left? So our number model is she started with 1 1/5. She's subtracting 3/5. And I'm going to put W for water. It's a lowercase letter of the alphabet. Now, if I wanted to draw a picture, I could draw 2 water bottles and divide each of those into fifths each liter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see. The first one, fill in that. She had 1 whole liter, which is 5 fifths plus 1/5 more. And we know that she drank 3/5. So let's take and cross off 3/5. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. What does she have left? She has 3/5 of a liter. Our estimate should have been she's going to end up having less than a liter. Sorry, I should have done that before. Number 2, a table is 2 8/12 feet tall, and a lamp on it is 1 5/12 feet tall. What is their total height? Total height means we're going to add them together. So 2 8/12 plus 1 5/12 gives me, and I'll put T for table, okay. Our estimate, well, we're adding together 2 plus 1 was 3, but then those fractions should equal more than 1 whole. So I'm going to say between 4 and probably 4.5. I'm going to draw circles to represent. So if the table's 2 8/12, not very equal, sorry about that. So the table is 2 8/12, 1/12, 2/12, 3/12, 4/12, 5/12, 6/12, 7/12, 8/12. Okay. And another table is 1 5/12. 1 whole. And then I'm going to start counting on this one. So this one is 1 5/12. So 1/12, 2/12, 3/12, 4/12. And I need 1 more 12th of this one plus this whole one. So let's count how many I have. 1, 2, 3 full ones, 4 full ones, and then I had 1/12 of that last circle. So 4 and 1/12. Number 3, a chef has 2 5/8 pitas. She used 1 7/8 pitas. How many pitas does she have left? When it asks how much she has left, it's trying to figure out difference. So I'm going to subtract 2 5/8 minus 1 7/8 equals how many pitas are left? So I'm going to say less than 1 pita is left, less than 1 whole. And I'm going to do what I did before with the circles. I'm going to take my pitas, here's 2 of them, and 5/8. So this whole, let's divide into eighths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines will divide into 8 equal parts. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we start off with 2 whole pitas. So I'm just going to shade those in. Go ahead and draw this with me. If you need more time, pause your video. So now I need 7/8 to show, or excuse me, 5/8. 1, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8. So that's what she started with. Now I'm going to use a different color. So if you want to use your crayons or colored pencils, you can. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 1 whole pita, because it says she is 1 7/8. So I'm going to subtract this and see what's left. 7/8. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8. Whoops, that's it. 1 7/8. What is left in just blue? 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8. 6/8 of a pita. And number 4, Nico rode a bike 2 3/10 miles. Then he rode another 2 8/10 miles. How far did he ride? So we're figuring out how much altogether. So we're adding it. 2 3/10 plus 2 8/10. I'm going to say B for bike. So my answer probably will be close to about 5, because 2 and 2 is 4, and those fractions are going to be equal to a little bit more than 1. So I'm going to say about 5 miles. So I'm going to use squares to represent his biking. So the first time he rode 2 miles and then 3/10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 1 mile, 2 miles, and 3/10. And then he rode another 2 8/10. 1, 2. I'm going to go ahead and shade in this other part. I need a total of 8/10. So 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10. I need another one. 7/10, 8/10. Let's add all of those together. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a whole one, so 5 miles. And how much of the last one is shaded? 1/10.